I've only made my money in music. And I've done it mostly by being an independent songwriter, artist, engineer, vocal producer, just musician in general. And I didn't have to rely on placements. I didn't have to rely on signing deals with big publishing companies, big deals, or anything. So I want to let you guys know what type of sacrifice that it takes to make it in the music industry, being independent or just period. The first thing that you got to understand is that you have to live way below your means. I have to approach music as if I'll never get a record deal. I live way below my means, even to the point that even when I got a studio out here and was engineered for some of the top people in the world, I was sleeping in the studio. I was basically homeless. Even though I was making like $10,000 a month, I knew that I needed the money to be able to test the system, to be able to test ideas for marketing, for advertising. I needed every dollar that I can get my hands on. So it was either living good, living really well, and living perceptionally well, or being able to have the money to be able to invest back into myself and my business. So I developed a lot of rules around living way below my means. I never went out to eat. I only went to the grocery store and cooked my own food. And I would only cook meals that took 15 minutes or less. And still to this day, I eat mainly like raw food. I'll go and I'll have an apple, a mango, some raw nuts, some raw seeds, some water, then I'm back at it. I don't have these long lunches, these long breakfasts. You know, I'll make a smoothie, something that I can eat on all day. So it's like I'm in this constant flow of snacking on healthier food. And then also to include on that conversation, I made sure I bought a car that I could buy cash, something that I knew that I could have for years. And even with that, I made sure to put away like $100 a month just for the maintenance of the car. So I still have this same car today I've had for like 7 years, 7 or 8 years, but the car is still running strong. And I wanted to do that so I could minimize on bills. I wanted to make sure I have the cheapest rent possible, that I had no car note, that my insurance was very, very cheap. But a lot of those practices I still need because I'm still investing in my business. So number 2 is like I dedicated all of my free time to developing my craft. Because once you decide to do music, you're going to be competing against the best in the world. Nobody cares that you're recording out of your house or you're just getting started. If you decide to rap or sing or do country music, you're competing against the best in the world. You're going to need some time to develop your skills to be able to one day compete against those people. And they're doing everything in their power to defeat me. So I have to do everything in my power to beat them. So this means practice, 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 more practice. Any free time that you can get, practice, practice, practice. The next one is you have to kill your social life. I understand that, the world is a fun place and we usually program for the weekend. We usually know when Thursday and Friday comes around and the weekend feels like the weekend. You have certain days that feel like a Saturday or feel like a Sunday or feel like a chill day. You have to eradicate that idea of just having a social life. And it's just only temporary, but temporary might be 10 years. Temporary might be 5 or 6 or 7 years. You need that amount of time to be able to just lock in to make sure that you can get over the top. You have to just be mindful of that you're competing against people who are not only the best in the world, but have 50 to 100 to 200 people working on their behalf every day. That's what you have to compete with. And the last reason that you have to kill your social life is that most of you who are aspiring musicians have jobs, right? So you're going to have to do music part-time. So you need all of the time that you can get part-time to develop to be able to do this full-time, because you have to be able to transition into your career if you have a job. Not a lot of people have been fortunate enough for me to be able to make money as soon as I got into the music industry. The next thing after you change your social life is that you're still going to have to be able to have people around, but you have to change your peer group to people who can benefit your cause. And what I mean is you're going to have a bunch of musician friends, a bunch of engineer friends, people who are directly linked to the industry that you want to be in, because you're going to have to learn from these people. This is going to accelerate the learning process. If you can get around people who already do it, 1, is going to keep you motivated. 2, is going to keep you learning a lot faster than try to do it whenever you want to. So change your peer group, get into the spaces, go find the places in your city that people are doing music or people are networking and then start making these people your friends. But you have to also develop yourself into being somebody who can be beneficial to be around. So you have to change your peer group. This next one is a very hard one. You have to give up all of your vices. All of them. If you drink, you smoke, you're addicted to chasing women, gambling. I don't know whatever your vice is, you have to give it up because vices are distractions. And the biggest hurdle to success is distract. Vices destroy a lot of careers because people become dependent upon them. I remember a guy from my hometown, just super, super talented, super songwriter, super producer, could play a ton of instruments, and he never got over the top. He didn't make it to his potential. He didn't max out his potential because he just loved to chase women. He ended up having a ton of kids, and now he's just stuck in our hometown. So I learned from that from an early age because I seen it happen in front of my eyes. I seen him, the time that he needed to dedicate to his craft and to getting ahead in the music industry, that he was just chasing women, and it ultimately destroyed him. Do I still like to indulge in certain things? Not as often, but I don't really have as many vices. I still like, certain things, but at the end of the day, it's like I understand the mission. And once you understand the mission, you can make it a point to be able to keep those things in check, but you have to know your why. You have to know that the mission is important enough to be able to stay away from those things. And after we develop a competitive advantage and we get to where we need to, we can ease up a bit and we can have a little bit of fun, but even that is a different level. Next is you're going to have to develop the skills. And this is what takes a while, right? Because with all of that money that you're saving in the music industry, you have to develop. And what I mean by developing skills, I don't just mean your skills to become an adequate musician. You're going to have to learn business. Approach was, what if I never get a deal? Is that going to stop me from becoming a business or making money off of what I love to do or know how to do? So once you develop those skills, you have to learn how to make money off of those skills. That takes marketing. That takes sales. That takes understanding advertisement. That takes a plethora of things. That takes soft skills like learning how to smile and talk to people and hold a conversation and look somebody in the eye and shake somebody's hand firmly and knowing how to approach people in an appropriate way. Or if I see somebody that I want to network with, I don't hit them up in the DM and say, yo, because that's not an approach. You have to learn these hard skills and these soft skills that give you the ability to be able to make money in the long run. And you put these skills together, you aggregate these skills together, and they're able to help you surpass all the competition because those people just know how to do music, but you know how to do music and business. So you have to take the time to develop the skills, and it may take years. This is the hardest part to learning how to just survive, but this is what the sacrifice is for. And lastly, it's going to take some time. You have to be patient with yourself. Year one might not look like nothing. Year two might not look like nothing. But as long as you continue to set goals and you continue to schedule your day and get up in all of your free time, you will get there. Just keep chipping it. Just keep chipping away at it. Just keep chipping away at it. It's one thing I remind myself is I still have to talk to myself. Like, I emphasize so much importance on my health. And I had to understand, like, man, why are you so in shape? I'm so in shape because I do it every day. At least 30 to 40 minutes is dedicated to my health, working out, walking, reading, being able to drink water. Like, I'm dedicated to my health. That's why I have immaculate health. So if you want to be an immaculate musician, you have to dedicate the time and say, look, this is something that I do every day, and it's a non-compromise. It's going to take time, though. It's going to take time. Just be patient with yourself. You're worth it. So lastly, I want to say to you all that I'm developing a community, a specialized community to give you guys the information. It's a paid membership. It's still in development, but if you guys are interested in it, it's going to be cheap, something that you all can afford. But I'm going to give you all of the trade secrets of how I made it in music, without a record deal. So if that's something that you guys are interested in, make sure you comment the word "I need that" in a comment section. Community, we'll talk with each other, we'll trade ideas, and we'll grow. And I'll teach you, guys, how I made it, But all in all, this is the sacrifice that it takes to make it in the music industry. I hope that you find value in this video. If you did, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and it's Fedarro. Keep growing.